What's up, Fan Clan? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Phantom. If this is your first time checking me out, thank you so much for coming to my channel. I really hope you like what you have to hear. If you do, please consider giving me a thumbs up, hitting that subscribe button down below, commenting, telling everybody about it. I really appreciate all the support I've been getting lately. It's overwhelming. You guys are amazing. Likewise to the people who have checked out my videos before, commented, recent subscribers, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know I say it every video, and I'm going to continue saying it because it's because of you guys that I continue recording these. So thank you very much for all your kind words. Today we're going to go a little bit deeper into creating our own Pokemon business, our own Pokemon TCG business, kind of the next step. So to say. So we've already talked about opening a distributor or opening up a business and working with distributors. We've already talked about where to kind of buy cards and get a feel for the market, what you really want to focus on as far as a buy price goes. Today we're going to focus on a little bit of add-ons, I like to call them. So when you go up to a register at a grocery store or at Walmart, they have all the candy, up there. These are impulse buys. So that's what we're going to kind of talk about here in this video. So we're going to talk about the things that are add-ons. So go to tcgplayer.com. We're going to start out there. I know I reference that a lot, but really TCG Player is the marketplace that you want to go to as a salesperson, as a business owner, until you get your own website really up and running, and that's where people know you as. TCG Player is really where you want to sell. So go to tcgplayer.com, go to that advanced search for Pokemon cards. Last time I had you change the filter to it to $2 or more. This time just leave that alone. Just search all Pokemon cards. We want to look at the best-selling cards of every single Pokemon card that's in existence right now. And it's going to show up a ton of vintage cards and also a ton of trainer cards. And the reason there's a ton of trainer cards is because people play this game competitively. I know, shocker, right? Not so much right now because of everything that's going on, but people are still building decks. People are still probably going to leagues and just wearing masks, but people are paying attention to decks that are going on right now, and I'm going to give you another resource that you can look at to see what those decks are and what trainer cards are going to be important. But in reality, every single one, every trainer card has some potential value to it. So a lot of people look at these trainer cards right here and they're like, oh, I don't want that. This is just another trainer card. When we get bulk, we pretty much pull out every single trainer card that's in there. And a lot of them we pay a lot more attention to, but for the most part, we pull out every single one. A lot of collectors look at the trainers and they're just they're getting in the way, right? I mean, you want the Pokemon, you want to fill out your master set, you want to get the ultra rare, you want to get to the rare, you want to get to the reverse holo, and the trainers are just kind of in there like blah. But trainers are going to help you build that income that you're looking for, or at least a nice secondary income. Another resource that I want to talk to you about is called Limitlesstcg.com. There's a lot of other resources that you can go to, but for the sake of simplicity, we're going to stick with Limitlesstcg.com. Limitless is a team, a group of guys over abroad in Europe, really fantastic group of guys, and they formed kind of like a team, but also a resource. And Limitless TCG is this resource where it has player articles, it has decks, and really decks that go across such a wide variety of tournaments all over the world. Anything that's going on, whether it be online or in person, these guys cover it all, and they do a fantastic job. So actually I have it pulled up on my phone, and hopefully I can get my camera to autofocus on it. But this is what the website's going to look like when you go to LimitlessTCG.com. You've got the three buttons up in the corner over here. You're going to click on that, and then one of the options about 5 sections down is decks. So you're going to click on decks. And what Limitless does is they actually put all the decks that are popular and how often they're being played, what their share of the market is, right here. And then it gives you builds for these decks. So we're just going to click on the top one, which is Zacian, which has 26.96% of the market right now. So you've got Zacian, and this gives you an idea of what the deck looks like. And then we scroll down and we see trainers. So right now you're going to be spending about $38 on these trainers if you want to build this deck. The thing is that these trainers, for the most part, you may have heard me talk about staples in a previous video. These trainers pretty much stay the same in a lot of videos. So this has 4 quick balls, 4 metal saucers, 4 professor's research, 3 boss's orders, 3 switch, 3 energy switch, and I'm not going to read them all, but the list keeps going on. So staples are very important, and that's why these cards are going to be important to pull out of your bulk, because they're easy add-ons, they're easy sales. So what you may look at as 6 cents right now, or 3 cents, or 4 cents, or whatever you call this for bulk, it's not. And the reason it's not is because you are going to list these on TCG Player. So really what you want to do is you want to find a listing point, an inventory point that you're comfortable with, because once you start getting thousands upon thousands of cards on TCG Player, we'll talk about organizing these down the road, but when you get thousands of cards on there, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. And if you're somebody who is doing this part-time, you're talking 4 or 5 hours of work a night just pulling cards out, sorting them, organizing them, filling orders. It can be pretty intense. But if you're somebody who's really only looking at making an extra $100 to $200 a week, maybe you have 500-600 cards that you keep on TCG Player. Maybe you're making, 20 to 30 orders a night. No big deal. Really respectable. These are a lot of cards that you want to add on. So a lot of these cards, the reason I pulled these cards out is because these cards sell on TCG Player for ridiculously low amounts. So when you go to TCG Player and you sort for best selling, you're going to see a lot of these cards. So Metal Saucer was one that popped up. I don't have that one in here, but we'll take a look at Pokemon Communication first. So Pokemon Communication is something that has been printed several times, and this card right here is pretty easy to understand, but not so easy to focus, apparently. So this says, reveal a Pokemon from your hand and put it into your deck. If you do, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So basically, you're finding a Pokemon from your deck and trading it with a card that's already in your hand. So this is a pretty powerful card in the format, and that's why it's a staple in many decks. The thing is that this card has already been printed a million times, so that's why it doesn't sell for that much. So when you look on TCG Player and you see a bunch of listings that are 6-7 cents, like, that's not worth your time, and I get it. But you're not going to sell it for 6 or 7 cents. You will never list anything on TCG Player for less than 25 cents. I'm going to repeat that. Every single card that you list on TCG Player, this is really important, needs to be at least at 25 cents or more. If you're listing them for under 25 cents, I'm telling you, don't do it that way. You're doing it wrong. It's not worth your time. Because if you're selling stuff for less than 25 cents, you're telling yourself that you're okay making a minimum wage at this job. Basically, like when I was trying to do the math before, it was like if you're selling 12 cents and you're packing, or a card for 6 cents and you're packing up, an order every 30 seconds, which would be absolutely ridiculous and super, super quick, you're making like $7 an hour, which is less than minimum wage. It's not worth it. So every single card that you're going to sell is 25 cents or more. And you are going to be lower in the market, lower than other people for a lot of things, but not for these. And if you look at those listings, a lot of the companies that are selling for 6 or 7 cents, they only have 1 or 2 available. You're going to be looking for like 20, 30, 40 available because people buy these in play sets. They don't just buy one at a time. And when I'm a competitive player and I go to tcgplayer.com and I do a search for Pokemon Communication, I'm not looking to just buy one. I'm looking to buy 4. I'm building a new deck, and I need 4 of them in my deck. So it's important to me to find a seller who has 4 available. So don't worry about the people who are selling 2 copies for 6 cents because it doesn't matter. Also, what's important is you have a lot of other listings. When I'm talking about add-ons before, if somebody's going and they're looking at this Zacian build and they know that they need 4 Pokemon Communications, they may see that you have the lowest listing on Zacian. That's the card that's important to them. Then they're going to do a shop from this seller to see what else you have available that will fill their deck. Because it's important to them that all their cards come from the same seller, or as few of sellers as possible. Reason being, because then you can keep track of your orders better, then you know where your cards are coming from, so if something comes up missing, you know where to look for it. If you're somebody who buys 60 different cards from 60 different sellers, it's impossible to keep track of all that. So they want to buy more from one person. And when they look at these and they see, oh, it's a quarter, no big deal, like a quarter doesn't really add up that much to them. They're spending $1 versus 24 cents. So that dollar may be a big deal to you because it's happening so many times a week, but to them it's only happening once on one transaction. So every single one of these cards, this is just a small smattering of what I'm talking about. You're listing at a quarter. This is a quarter card. I know it sells for a penny and a half. I know it sells for 2 cents in bulk, but not for you. You're selling it for a quarter. Because if somebody's looking through their binders and they're saying, I want all my energy to match, I want them all to be sun and moon era energy, and you have 100 fire energy, if you list them at a quarter and they need 10 of them, they're going to buy all 10 of them from you rather than 2 at 3 cents from one person, 2 at 5 cents from another person, 3 at 10 cents from one person. They're going to buy them all from you. So it's important, every single card that you list, even if they're way cheaper than a quarter, you're pricing them at a quarter. And the best way to find what these cards are that you're pulling out of bulk or pulling out of what you put in bulk now, go to Limitlesstcg, start getting familiar with those decks, start getting familiar with what the staples are in the market, and start pulling them out. It's not worth your time to list for less than a quarter. I've done it. It's not worth it. Trust me. You get those people who come in and they get 50 cards at 6 cents each, and you're like, holy cow, this is not worth my time at all, and I have to put this in a bubble envelope. I have to pay $4 to ship this because I can't use a stamp anymore, and it was $3 just for this customer to buy it. So you're losing money. Don't lose money. Work smarter, not harder. List for a quarter. Guys, that's all I have for you tonight. I hope you liked it. There's going to be more of this tomorrow night. I'll figure out some, or 2 nights I'll figure out something else. I'm trying to do 3 videos a week. I know ideally it would be great if I could get to 4, but right now things are just kind of overwhelming with orders and everything else that's going on. We have a lot of releases coming up. And I do have that Jungle Box break coming up soon. We're still working out pricing. The market is just nuts right now because of Logan Paul opening that first edition booster box. It's just kind of thrown everything up in flux, I guess. So thank you so much for checking me out, guys. Really appreciate the comments. Drop one down below. Share this with your friends. Let everybody know. I really appreciate it. And ask me if you need anything. Follow me on Instagram, danny.phantom. I think I hit everything. Oh, shop. You can go to our website, pkmncoliseum.com. I'm working at adding more singles. It just takes a lot of time. So until next time, guys, peace.